Kitty's Horrible Trouble by Mrs. Garcia. Once upon a time, there was a cat named Kitty. One morning, Kitty's person, Mrs. Garcia, put his food outside for him to eat. But before Kitty could eat it, a neighborhood bully cat scarfed it up and ran away. Kitty was hungry until dinner time. Kitty followed Mrs. Garcia all around the house, crying for more food. She finally got tired of it, turned around and said, "I already fed you. Shoo!"
Shoo!
The next day, Kitty was playing with his favorite toy when it rolled under Mrs. Garcia's dresser. He stuck his arm under the dresser, trying hard to reach it, but he couldn't. Kitty found Mrs. Garcia and cried to her. She thought he was trying to be cute and gave him a treat. Kitty was happy about the delicious snack, but was also frustrated. He still wanted his toy and had no way to get it back. Later, Kitty saw the mean chihuahuas from next door in his backyard. He cried at the door to show Mrs. Garcia. She thought he needed to go out. Crying at the door is usually what that means.
Meow!
So she picked Kitty up, put him out, and shut the door. Kitty had to cry even harder to be let back in. The dogs left, and Mrs. Garcia never saw them.
Meow!
Kitty started to get very stressed out because of all the horrible things that were happening to him. After running around and round in circles for a while, he went outside to tell his cat friends about all his many horrible troubles. Unfortunately, Kitty's cat friends didn't think his horrible troubles were all that bad. They said things like, "Bummer," and "Too bad," and "Oh yeah, that happened to me once." Then they started talking about something else.
Meow! Tweet!
Kitty expected way more attention than that. He started to cry and ran home to his cat bed. Kitty cried in his cat bed for a long time. Eventually, Kitty decided that maybe he hadn't tried hard enough to convince his friends that his troubles really were horrible. He put on his saddest face and went back outside. Sadly, no one noticed Kitty's sad face. "Maybe my sad face needs some work," he thought. Kitty went back home to work on his sad face in the mirror. He went out again to convince his friends how horrible his troubles were. He put on his saddest face. This time, Kitty's cat friends said things like, "You look like you want to be alone, and let's play when you feel better." His friends gave him a few pats on the back and ran off to play with each other. Kitty got no attention at all. After spending a few days pouting in his cat bed, Kitty decided to try again. He was determined to get the attention his horrible troubles deserved. He decided to throw a fit. Unfortunately, Kitty's fit throwing scared every one of his cat friends, and they all ran away. Other cats throw fits and everybody comes running. Why did everyone run away from me? Thought Kitty.
Meow!
Kitty went for a long, sad walk around the block.
Meow!
He stepped on a splinter and it got stuck in his paw. Kitty limped home and cried in his cat bed. Why does everything bad happen to me? He thought.
Meow!
Then, out of nowhere, Kitty had a brilliant idea. He would show his friends the splinter stuck in his paw, and they would have to pay attention. He limped dramatically outside, only to find his cat friends crowded around a cat that had a huge bloody cut on his face. Kitty limped angrily back home. Nobody cared about his troubles. Nobody cared about him at all. After licking his paw for a while, the splinter came out of his foot. He was glad his paw felt better, but he also felt lonely and sad. What did he have to do to get some attention and sympathy? And his favorite toy was still under the dresser. Kitty decided to stay in his cat bed forever. As Kitty lay in his cat bed, day after long, sad day, he started to get very bored. He missed sitting on Mrs. Garcia's lap while she watched TV. He missed swatting his friend Scruffy's tail and then running away. He especially missed roaming and romping around the neighborhood with his cat friends. Kitty thought hard about his horrible troubles, too. He realized that maybe his troubles weren't all that horrible after all. He had really only missed one meal, lost one toy, and gotten one splinter stuck in his paw. Kitty also started to feel very guilty about not giving the cat with the bloody cut any of his attention. What was I thinking, thought Kitty. If that was me with a huge bloody cut, I'd really need some attention. Kitty decided to go outside and find his cat friend who had the bloody cut on his face. He made sure his friend knew that he cared. Kitty also gave up trying to get attention. He figured that if he had a real emergency, his cat friends would help him. In the meantime, he would just try to enjoy being bloody cut free. The